So recently, there's been a male athlete who won the California Championship track meet, and he shared the podium with a real woman who actually was like runner-up, second place. And it's just really interesting because this is all happening in California, which of course, if you know anything about California, it's not surprising, but it does trigger, or it could trigger something more nationally, especially where trans rights and trans is concerned. And listen, I am not necessarily a proponent of any of that. I'm a proponent of Jesus and his ways, so that's all I care about. But I do want to react to this video because it's just one more sort of like nail in the coffin to the public school system and to all that system represents and the systems of the world in general. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what Riley is saying here.
Now at the forefront of protecting women's sports, outkick contributor, host of the Riley Gaines Show. She is with us now, Riley Gaines. Riley, here we go again. But this transgender athlete is not backing down.
No, he's not. You know what? This breaks my heart just listening to the insert of those two girls. Reese, I've been able to talk to her at great length. Again, she was one of the ones who was just speaking about, hey, we work hard. We deserve fairness. She has Division I opportunities to continue to compete in college in the state of California, but she's choosing not to because she doesn't want to be in a state that doesn't even acknowledge her existence. Nevertheless, prioritize her opportunities to compete fairly and safely. It breaks my heart, but that we're even here again in 2026, still fighting for this.
Right.
You have weak leadership in California that has allowed for this to get this bad. Of course, Gavin Newsom, he is weak-kneed, he is spineless, and he's a morally bankrupt coward, I think, to put it kindly.
Yeah, and that he doesn't deserve.
Okay, so I'm not necessarily here to criticize the governor or anything like that. Jesus didn't teach us to do that, so I'm not going to partake in that. But what Riley said was still very true, and that is that it has gotten out of hand. And we were kind of putting our finger on the pulse that's, of California. But in reality, guys, it starts somewhere and it spreads. And it's already affecting, predominantly that part of our country. But again, as I have said before, I'll say it again, and I will just continue to sound like a mockingbird if that's what it takes. Pull your children out of this system. It's just the way it has to be. You just, and it may not be the most comfortable, but it's just one of those things we have to do because this is what they're raising. They're raising men who think they're women and women who can't compete in sports, and that's the result. And so this is a short reaction video. It's not a lot to be said. Riley actually said it all, and really just the picture. You could just take a picture of that screen of the male transgender standing next to the actual woman competitor. And it says it all. That picture says it all. And that is that we live in such a backwards, upside down world. And we do not want to be actively a part of the system. We want to start to move our hearts away from this system to the system of Christ, to the kingdom of God, as the Lord said himself. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Nita. And I will catch you next time. God bless.